If you laugh and the world laughs with you, try turning off the microphone. If you weep alone, but you want some company, try turning the microphone on. Welcome back to Spirit Box Radio. Hello, faithful listeners. Sorry about my mood last week. It's been tough, leaving Oliver trapped at the Hatfield car wash. I don't even know if he can hear the show, really. He told me to stop coming back and standing outside. I think it was just making it harder. At least we know the seal I made on the Hatfield car wash is secure, I guess. He'll be able to leave if he needs to, but I'm pretty certain nobody can call him out against his will, you know. He has Revel with him. They'll be okay. Anyway, it was good to meet with Arlo, to speak to them in person, to really understand what's going on inside the scaremongers. It was good to get a bit of perspective. I wonder if I was a little hard on them. I can't. I won't. I don't know. These people all trust each other to more or less of an extent. They're looking for family, for a place to belong, and what they find is that. A place where their number could be up any day. I can't imagine it. Building these relationships with people you might have to kill next week. A couple of listeners on the forums were pleased to hear from Ingra. I've been calling on them more and more recently. I'm starting to enjoy their company. Theirs and Bliss's. Indy too, I guess, but, well, I don't actually see that much of Indy, to be honest. They've been hanging out with Kitty, I think, though I don't know what they do together. I'm just glad Kitty is getting out and doing things since I don't know. Things with the Sins have been so... I don't know. They've been different since I brought Kitty back. It's not just that I'm more powerful now, though not even I can ignore that, but there's something else too. What's happening with Ingra, Indy and Bliss with their personality changes, to put it mildly. It's more like they're growing personalities for the first time, or maybe getting it back, or I don't know. But it's not like I knew what they were like before. They've been around for hundreds of years. How could I? The strangest thing happened to me the other day, you know. I was up with Anna early in the morning. I've been staying at her place. It's actually kind of nice, despite the lingering bad vibes of Guy. I wonder about what happened to him, where he's gone. He seems to have just vanished. But he's definitely gone. I can remember his name now, and when I look into the arcane, I can see the ties that bound he and Anna together are cut. The ends of the threads are all frayed. It's weird, actually. Other dead people I've met, the threads go on, gently unravelling into the rest of the arcane. How blended the threads are seems to really depend on how, I don't know, how the ghosts are, if that makes sense. Beth, she has very long ties. I can see where they move and knot in, all the strange weaves where she's less defined at the edges than a living person would be. That's an interesting comparison, actually, you know. The Sins and Oliver, their threads of the arcane fold and double back, concentrating on one focus point, like a lantern amidst the rest of it all. They're still connected to the world, but they're more... I don't know. It's changed for the Sins since I took them, and I got sidetracked, but it's alright. This is actually related to what I was going to say, funnily enough, to the weird thing that happened. It was early in the morning, like I said. Anna was getting ready for court, and I hadn't been to bed yet. We were having a coffee in the kitchen. Anna was telling me something about what she'd been doing at work, and then mid-sentence, mid-word even, she just stopped. I got up, looked at her, and she was completely still. She didn't respond when I said her name or anything. Then I noticed the net curtains she has hung in the kitchen window so the neighbours can't see in. They were billowed out, caught in a breeze from the open window, but they were completely still too. The tap which Anna had been running to put a little bit of cold in her coffee, the water was frozen. Not like ice, but smooth. like clear glass. A few droplets hanging midair, suspended. It was so strange. And then I felt a change in the air. It wasn't wind, not exactly, but my skin prickled as though it was. And so I turned and I followed it out of the kitchen into the hall. And then, just because it happens sometimes and I can't always control it, I could see the arcane. All the threads of the world were shimmering around me. The bugs in the carpet, the moss growing in the gutter outside, all alive and glistening. And there, I could see, from me, I could see these threads. And I know they're the ones that tie the sins to me. If I reach out and touch them, I can feel they go all the way to them, joining us together. They're not like the wispy things that link people who've met each other, not even the complicated ties between friends and family. These are solid, like they're deliberate, full of careful knots that we tied together when I took their deals. Like a rope made of smaller threads, bound in knots. Right then, though, when everything else had stopped, I reached out to their threads and I could see them differently. And in those knots, the way the threads bent and curved, they weren't like roses, not exactly, but I could see how you would see it as a rose if you wanted to explain it to someone who couldn't see the arcane. But it was so curious. You'd think, from what I know about the man in the flat cap, that the roses would be on my side of the knot, but they weren't. I could see I was connected to them, but they were over there, tied to them. I could see cut tethers, remnants, I guess, of where they'd been tied to the man in the flat cap, connections we severed when these new knots were tied. When I touched the roses, for an instant, I could just... I saw that the other people who are, I don't know, somehow connected to me like this, that all of their roses, they're on their side of the ropes. And then time started again, and Anna was really confused because I'd been eating a pan of chocolate behind her not a second ago, and I was suddenly in the hallway hyperventilating. It was all so strange. I could tell after that it was all different somehow, that this change was recent, that the roses had been somewhere else before. I tried to talk to Ingra about it, but they were about as useful as you'd think. They basically just told me that it makes sense because things have been different since they gave their deals to me, and told me not to think too hard about it or my brain might explode, because of course. I could ask Bliss, but I'm loath to ask her to step away from the Scareman because not right now, because everything is so tense and I'm too worried about Arlo to ask Bliss to leave for more than a couple of minutes. And Indy is off with Kitty and I don't want to interrupt. I mean, they're my most useful options, but they're not my only options, are they? I know. I should call Beth. Beth? Beth? Hello? Beth? Why are you screaming?
I don't know. Why are you screaming?
Because you're there. You're here. I can see you.
God, you're right. This has never happened before.
God, what?
What? Oh my God, what?
What happens if I try to touch you?
Sorry.
Sorry.
That tickles.
It tickles.
I'm semi-corporeal.
Yeah, damn, look at you go.
This is incredible. How did you do this?
Me? I didn't do anything. It must be you.
No, it's not me. I don't think. It's you. It's definitely you.
Well, damn. Damn.
So did you want to, talk?
Yeah. I guess. I was going to ask you some stuff about before you, died.
Oh, Okay, sure. Ask away.
Well, what was it like before you died?
That's... That's a pretty big question. I don't know. It was like being alive, I guess.
Were you... I don't know. Were you big into the occult?
Sorta. I suppose. I don't know. It's all pretty distant now. I'm kind of detached.
Sorry.
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's nothing really. Oh, did I say I managed to speak with my mum?
You didn't. I mean, you said you've been trying to leave a message, but it was hard. You can't talk to her like you can to me.
Yeah, well, actually, after you brought Kitty back, there's been a lot of things that are different. I couldn't talk to her directly, but I did manage to leave a message on her phone.
Oh, wow, that's neat.
Yeah, it is, right?
This does kind of answer what I was going to ask, actually.
Oh?
Yeah, I wanted to know if you were, I don't know, more similar to how you were when you were alive than you were before.
Before what?
I don't know. But I think something happened when I made Kitty, when I brought her back from the dead. It was big, I think, but I don't really understand why it was so big.
I mean, raising people from the dead isn't possible, so I'd say it's pretty huge just on its own.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, like, for you, for everyone in the forums, did it change you?
Yes, I think so. I mean, look at me. You can look at me.
It's wild. I am observing.
You sure are. And I'd say that's pretty significant, wouldn't you?
Yeah, pretty significant. The other thing. What you're for.
Oh. Well, to be honest, that's been feeling less for a while. Like maybe since you destroyed the boundary between us and the Impossible House.
Wait, sorry, until I did what?
When you made the Impossible House collapse and all of the ghosts trapped there came here?
Yeah, but that's not what you said. You said when I destroyed the boundary between the forum ghosts and the Impossible House.
Yes. That's the same thing.
No, they're the same? It was some kind of, like, barrier?
The imagery was all about a door nobody could reach. I think a boundary is a pretty good way to describe it.
Like it had been partitioned off.
I mean, I guess.
Before Madame Marie died, what were you for then?
I helped her out where I could, I guess. It was less intense and something felt off about it, but it was what it was.
Like you were being forced to serve her, but like that was still your purpose, however off it felt?
Yeah. Pretty much, but back then I didn't even know I was dead, so...
That's right, you didn't. And now, you don't just know you're dad, you're a semi-corporeal ghost thing. Beth, this is important.
It is? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't be sorry. If Madame Marie, she didn't have power. She made a deal. She did have power. She went off and made loads of money and had Kitty and Anna, was super powerful. Then she had me and things went weird. Then she collapsed the house and I was in a coma and she was powerful again. The forums and the house were never properly separate. Her ritual with the sigil, that's what it did. That's what it was for. It was for a partition, I think. I think she was trying to separate me from it. She said she'd do whatever it took. She said it. She said, what does this mean? Was she intending on keeping the power for herself, or what? What? She was willing to let me die to take it from me.
That Julius guy.
What about him?
Well, didn't he say Madame Marie was born out of an arcane deal too?
Yes, he did. So did Jay.
So doesn't that make you a double deal?
Sorry?
Well, she's born out of a deal, and so are you.
Yeah, I guess. And the gift and the price. The gift and the price, that bit bugs me too, right? It's annoying, the gift and the price. Which bit's the gift and which bit's the price? Like, she gets the power, but then she has to give it to me. Like, she's regent to my power. I've said that before, haven't I?
In the Impossible House.
Right. And the Impossible House was a kind of arcane space, wasn't it? An artifact of the arcane. Only the sticklers, they said they could usually tell what the source was. Only they couldn't. Like it was coming from nothing. But it wasn't coming from nothing.
It was coming from you.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever looked in a mirror?
Yes.
No, I mean, have you looked into a mirror? Like when you see things like you see them through the spyglass?
No. Why?
I'd give it a shot if I was you.
Okay. Conveniently, now you've brought it up, I can see the arcane. Oh.
Oh, damn! I can see myself. Sort of. Oh, I'm all wibbly. Sam, are you okay?
It's like void. It's like there are so many threads around the edges, and then in the middle is nothing. I'm not.
No, look closer.
What?
Stars.
Stars?
It's like, it does look like nothing at a glance, but you see? The threads around the edges, they go in. There's a whole web of them in there, like stars, see? Like you're a lens or something.
Like, what?
Yeah, it's wild. Never used to look like that.
I didn't.
No. You were so bright it burned like the sun before, but now it's like, I don't know. It's got bigger but fallen inwards, if that makes sense. That's new.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Sam? Everything okay in there? Sam? Oh! Jesus! Beth! You're real! Sam? Sammy? Honey? What's going on? You're what? What do you need?
Yeah.
Oh, what is this? Oh, goodness.
No.
Oliver and Ninny said something about you being an eclipse.
Look at me.
Right after Kitty woke up. I didn't
It's
realise
the web
what
of
they
the
meant.
arcane. It connects everything, but Anna, look at me.
What on earth? How strange. Do other people look like this?
Look closer, though. He's not an eclipse. There's
Yes,
a whole
it's
universe in there. or
kind of
something.
beautiful, actually.
Not that I've seen.
Not people.
Look at all the threads coming off me, disappearing in there.
Beautiful. No, Anna, don't you see? It's me. It was all me. The impossible house, the forums, host of Spirit Box Radio. Host of Spirit Box Radio. I'm not just the host, I'm hosting it. It's why there's no broadcast space, because it's me. It's me.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
You can't. What do you mean you're not surprised?
I mean, well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Does it? Oh, well, I suppose that's just fine then.
Sam, please stop shouting. We have neighbours.
Sorry. I'm having a little trouble processing the fact that I'm apparently not a person.
Who said you're not a person?
Me! My own reflection.
Something weird's happening there for sure, but I don't think it means you're not a person.
I agree with Beth, who isn't lying, by the way, if that helps.
Yeah, it does actually. It helps quite a lot. Thanks.
That's all right. How about I make you some tea or something? You look peaky.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Too bad Kitty's not here. She probably has whiskey, which would probably be better.
Yeah, I could do with that about now. Oliver has some. This is what I meant. It's me. The power of me. They're the same thing. That's what I meant. Isn't it?
Sweetheart, I I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither, bud.
Okay. Let's go have some tea. You sure you don't have whiskey?
I have creme de menthe, but I'm saving it.
For what?
For when you kill the man in the flat cap. Come on, let's have tea.
Yeah.
Beth, are you staying for tea?
I don't think I can drink it, but I'll stay and vibe in the fumes if it's all the same to you.
Oh, you can taste the fumes?
This semi-corporeal thing is very new.
Oh, really?
Let me just sign out. Okay. Good night, both the listeners. Hope you're okay. I'll speak to you next week. Until then, well, you know where I am. Spirit Box Radio is a podcast created by Pippin A. Major for Hanging Sloth Studios. If you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/Hanging Sloth Studios and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. This episode starred Pippin A. Major as Sam Enfield, Daisy Jane Major as regular caller Beth, and Alex Piloper Richardson as Anna. Spirit Box Radio is recorded in front of a dead studio audience.
Tune in, get spooky.